So I practice meditation every morning, and the other morning I woke up and in my daily meditation I was reflecting on what I am most grateful for in my life. And what came up for me was how grateful I am for being able to work full-time doing what I love and to be fully independent. It feels really good to be self-sufficient and be able to not rely on others to make a living. And it really gives you an opportunity to feel completely free and independent. And it's just much more fulfilling every day. As liberating as it is, it does come with its challenges. Today I'm going to talk about a few of those challenges, but more importantly, what I'm going to talk about is why you should quit your job now and become a full-time filmmaker, photographer, content creator, whatever you want to call it. So I'm at the grounds of my new studio right now. I'm trying out some different locations around the area of my studio. My studio's not really set up for shooting yet. The sound is just like a big echo chamber in there. I'm sure you've noticed from my last videos. Working on getting that all dampened down so I can shoot in there. But there's some really beautiful locations right outside my door, and I live in Costa Rica, so I should be out here shooting as much as possible. It's just freaking hot and I'm sweaty. But let's rewind 3 years. When I was back in California, I was working part-time on a marijuana farm, doing really heavy labor, and oftentimes in like 100-degree weather. And I was working nights part-time as a bartender at an upscale restaurant and cocktail bar. And I was doing all right. I wasn't unhappy necessarily, but I knew that there was something missing in my life, and I had a lot of things that I wanted to do that I wasn't doing. Either I was afraid to do them, or I was just feeling stuck. I'm gonna move away from the pool because the sound of this pump is kind of annoying. So my background is in photography. I went to school for photography. Right out of school, I worked professionally for a few years, got kind of burnt out shooting weddings and events, and just kind of put it on the back burner. Would take side gigs every once in a while. Use it more as my hobby. Then about 6 years ago, I decided to get into filmmaking. I moved to LA. I went to a couple years of school and learned the basics of filmmaking and editing, and started out taking on PA gigs in the city. I did that for a little bit, and though it was a really great experience, I felt like I wasn't getting the creative expression that I really wanted out of it. I just felt like a tiny little piece in this huge machine, and I wasn't really able to do what I wanted to do. I foresaw many years of working my way up to get to that point in the traditional film industry in LA, and I wanted to have more creative control over every part of the process. I wanted to learn directing, I wanted to be an editor, I wanted to come up with the concepts as well. So really I wanted to be a freelance filmmaker. I'd been dreaming for a while about being able to travel the world with just my camera and a computer and make beautiful content and make a living doing it. I watched all the Sam Colder, Peter McKinnon, Casey Neistat videos I could, learned a lot from them, but mostly I was just envious of them, and I felt like I was just wasting my life if I wasn't doing what they were doing. The turning point in my life happened when me and my partner decided to move here to Costa Rica and both become sober. Little did I know that my drinking and my using was a huge hindrance on me opening up, being able to feel confident in myself and take those risks that I needed to do in order to really pursue my passion. For you, it might be something completely different holding you back, but figure out what it is and get it out of your life and take that plunge. When I got to Costa Rica and had some clarity in my life from stopping all of the madness and partying that was going on, I finally got the confidence to take that next step, fully give up everything else and go full-time freelance filmmaking. And surprisingly, it worked out really well right from the start, and I've been busy ever since. It helps that I found kind of a niche here in my town in Costa Rica. There's not a lot of other filmmakers, and there was a lot of need for content being created, so I was able to fill that gap. But it can pretty much happen anywhere for you if you really put your mind to it. And when I started full-time freelancing here, I wasn't that great of a filmmaker. Honestly, I had a lot to learn. There was a lot of things about shooting video and my camera that I still didn't know. I screwed up a lot of things along the way, but none of that really matters. All that really matters is that you're trying and that you're getting better every time and that you're constantly learning. You just start out with what you have and you just get better as you go. That's how everybody does it. And you don't need a lot to start out with. Just start out with a camera and a laptop. It doesn't even have to be a nice laptop. Just get a laptop. You can always edit with proxies. If your computer's too slow, I did that forever. I worked on my old laptop till it literally just stopped working. But don't think you need all the latest gear to start your business. And as you start doing more shoots, you'll find out pretty quick the things that you need to get. Don't get all the extra stuff that you actually don't need. So this is my current gear setup. It all fits on this rack right here and in this Peter McKinnon bag I finally got that I've always wanted. I started out with literally my camera and my computer. And after a while, I've built up a small arsenal of gear that basically allows me to take on most projects around this area. But it's taken me 3 years to even get this much. There's a lot more things that I feel like I need, but fortunately in Costa Rica, and unfortunately, it's really hard to get stuff here, and it can be really expensive to get stuff sent here because of import taxes. So it kind of saves me money because I'm not buying all the gear all the time. And honestly, I get by plenty fine with this setup right here. I'll do another video coming up here about what's in my camera bag as well. But now I'm living the life of my dreams. I'm living in paradise. I'm doing what I'm most passionate about, filmmaking and photography. And I guarantee you that you can do the same if you just start right now. You will be broke for a little while. I won't lie about that. I still don't have a ton of money myself, but just learn to live with a little bit less and don't go out as much, maybe don't drink as much. That saved me a lot of money. And start investing that money that you would normally be blowing on things into your business, into your gear, into maybe moving somewhere else that you want to actually be. You won't be successful overnight, and you won't necessarily be successful after a few years. But what you will be right from the get-go is feeling great that you took that step into doing what you love and following your dreams and making that dream career. I guarantee you that at the end of every day, even if you're not making a ton of money at first, it just feels good to know that you did all of that work and you worked hard for yourself and for your business. And over the years, little by little, you'll grow that business and things will get easier. And someday, eventually, you will make some money out of doing this. But for now, enjoy the riches of learning and gaining more knowledge and becoming a better filmmaker. That's really kind of better than money anyway. But that's it for my little motivational speech here. If you guys have any questions at all about getting started, just hit me up in the comments and I will answer every single question. My channel is still small enough that I can actually do that. Oh, and subscribe and like, and if you have a YouTube channel too, I'll do the same back for you if you comment in my comments that you did, and we can both support each other into achieving our goals. I'll see you guys next time.